over, well, it's not another channel, it's the Keystone AV Networks channel to get it up and running with this same show. And so I have just enabled that. I just clicked on start streaming to out of vMix to that channel, and it appears that I am live over there as well. Now, I will not, right this second, ask you to jump over to my Keystone AV channel and subscribe. I'm purely just trying this out as a way to get information out there, but I might end up embedding this show into the website when the website officially kind of takes off. So there's that. That's pretty cool. That is also up and running. Now let me now go into socials, which is the next step of this, right? And there's already a YouTube, there's like a YouTube socials thing already in here for from vMix. However, I also want to, is there like another, I'm just trying to figure out, is there a way to do two channels? Because if you're streaming to multiple platforms, you should be able to bring in, now initially in vMix Socials, I don't see a place to do that, but what is this? I don't recognize what that service is. So maybe not today, but maybe. Because over on If You Talk on my my YouTube channel, whoa, sorry everybody, on my YouTube channel, I can bring in your comments to the show. So what's going on, Randy? First comment, well done. Appreciate you being here as always. Let me just close this down. I've had a kind of a fun morning because I have been learning like how to edit websites. So the short story on this is, on our website for the congregation that I work for, we have a subscribe to our newsletter button, and it's handled by two companies. One is called Elvanto and one is called Tithely. Tithely is where the website is built, and in Tithely you turn on a feature that says turn on the newsletter subscription button. Well, when you do that, it puts a banner at the bottom of all your pages that just says sign up for a newsletter and put in your email address. The issue is that we send our newsletter out manually, not automatically, from Elvanto, which is its parent company. And so we bring in that information and we put it in Elvanto, and then Elvanto requires a first and a last name, which means that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing because Tithely only asks for an email, whereas Elvanto asks for a first name and a last name. So I have had to create a custom form and then embed that on the website in strategic places so that when people sign up for it, we get notified that somebody wants to join the subscription list, and they automatically get added to the list. So most of the process is manual already, and so I'm not deviating from that too much right this second, but with any luck, I will be able to automate the whole manual process of adding names and emails to our subscribers list for the administrator that does it, and that's one less thing that he has to worry about. Now, if people want to be removed from the list, which is a legal requirement in the United States and I think also in Europe, if people want to be removed from the list, they have to be given that option, which is something that Elvanto offers, but we just need to make sure that it all still works. So anyways, that has been my morning so far, learning how to do that. And at first I thought, oh man, like web design, that's one of those things that I'm not necessarily interested in knowing because it's just too much to, yeah, there's just a lot involved. But come to find out that that's not so bad. So there you go. Okay. Let me see. Is this okay? Hey, so my cough button's working. That's good because that's going to happen a lot today. I don't know if you are keeping track here, but John's been sick the past couple of weeks, and I'm still not out of the woods yet. So I've been sleeping upstairs in my office, in the bonus room, so that I don't keep my wife awake with all the coughing. Last night I fell asleep when we were watching a show on the couch, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you were coughing the whole time," and I was like, "Oh great." So that stinks. But we do what we got to do. Hey, here's something cool. I saw this week on LinkedIn the guy that does the Netgear training. His name is Guy, I think. Let me get that right. Oh man, and I'm going to lose my voice today. Hey, this is going to be a short show because I may end up not being able to talk very long. So if you go over to the Netgear website and we just pull up, that's why I got coffee. I may have to go get water. Anyway, the trainer, the guy that's on all their training, the guy, I think his name is Guy. He posted something today that somebody had gotten their certificate or something like that. There it was. Gus. Is it Gus? Yeah, Gus. Marcondes. I think I'm saying that right. But he's got a verified account. Anyway, he does all their training. He does a really good job. And he posted something today about, hey, celebrating this person is now a certified sales partner. And I started looking into it, and I actually submitted my information from Keystone AV Networks to be a certified sales partner because, and there's some courses that you got to take or whatever. But I really want to kind of dive deep with Netgear and with Turtle AV and NDI vendors and vMix and all of that because I do think that, so in the production space of, schools, churches, lecture halls, whatever, there are traditional ways of doing things that are generally fairly expensive when you get into the world of broadcast. And, NDI, Dante, all that, it's not cheap, but it's certainly not as expensive as it would be for traditional baseband. So being able to provide a comprehensive design and a top to bottom, pricing and all of that, and being a preferred partner with some of these vendors so that you can get competitive pricing, all those things I think might help me to be a viable option if people are looking for help with their AV networks, in particular with communities that are trying to transition from, hey, we don't really know what we want to do, to something professional. Now, if you were on Tom Sinclair's show yesterday, who is still and always probably will be the GOAT of live streaming in the online stream space, in the vMix world, in the NDI world, I was kind of dominating the, not intentionally, but dominating the chat for a little while, especially at the beginning. And I asked him a couple of things. First of all, I said, are you doing anything, Dante, in your studio or anything like that? And he said, no, mostly because, the swath of information that you need to be an expert on, just as like a video guy or just as a sound guy he said, it's getting way too broad and you kind of have to pick something and go with it. And so his thing is video, his thing is vMix, and totally understand. Matter of fact, I appreciate that answer a whole lot more, mostly because I don't like the guy or the company for that matter, but a guy or a company that says, hey, I'm just a pro at everything. I do it all. And that never really sits well with me, mostly because that typically means that you're not really a expert of anything. You're just kind of everything to everyone. And that, to me, that doesn't spark a lot of confidence, because how can you be really good at something then if you're spread way too thin on a whole bunch of subjects? So pick your lane. And that's kind of what this is, right? Networking. I'm going down the AV over IP world with Netgear. With Dante, with audio over IP, I'm going with Dante. That's kind of I think that this is the most middle of the road. It's not point to point, and it's not something incredibly complicated. It is kind of middle of the road. We can expand it. It's easy to adapt. There are a lot of options there. And then lastly, video. So I think NDI is the great versatile way of getting video across the wire. And so combining those three things, so NDI, Dante, and Netgear as the backbone, I think those things are the kind of the package that I want to offer. So I've been doing some company stuff today. Actually, today I've been probably feeling the best I have felt all week. So that's been a kind of nice uptick. But I do know that my voice is going to give out because it's basically on the edge right now. So I'm going to be using this cough button a lot. And hopefully you didn't hear that because vMix was covered up. Okay, let's go back over to... So, in short, that's kind of what I'm going with. And I noticed that Netgear offers, because of Gus's post, Netgear offers like a sales partnership. And then when I clicked on that link that he put up there, that took me to a page that talks about these different types of partners that you can become. Now, I don't know what's all entailed in doing this, but I'm thinking there are 3 levels. There's the Drive Ignite partner, there's the Drive Apex partner, and then there is the... Sorry, it's off the screen. Then there is the Drive Apex MSP partner. The Ignite partner is for new and growing partners delivering Netgear solutions for their customers, gaining immediate access to initial sales tools and deal registrations and all that stuff. The Drive Apex MSP partner is tailored for partners that are offering managed services. So basically, you're a company that has contracts out with a whole bunch of other installations, and you're the ones that are in charge of managing those networks. And so that offers competitive access to discounted products and yada, yada, yada. And then the Apex partner, which is the one that I'm thinking fits for me because it literally says what I do in the title, is resellers and AV system integrators specializing in design and implementation services. So that's me through and through. We get some financial benefits, being a VIP incentives, a few opportunities, direct access to dedicated Netgear support. So that would be a great added bonus. Is like, hey, I'm an Apex partner with Netgear, and so I have kind of a backdoor into the support system. So if you go with me, you also get that benefit as well. So that would be a really cool added benefit if I could figure out how to get in on that. Now, I did fill out the form and sent it all in. I haven't looked in the past hour whether or not they have responded. I've got way too many windows open here. Let's start consolidating a little bit. All right, there we go. You are now live on your channel. I really like having that cough button. That helps a lot. Okay, so there is nothing in my email as of yet for that, but all good. Now, there's a lot on my mind, and there's a lot going on. I'm going to keep drinking this coffee, which will sustain my voice a little bit. It might be contributing to my high level of energy for all of a sudden. Randy says, hey, I use Dante and NDI and SDI. I'm a little bit sad that syncing must be done manually. Dante AV seems pretty compelling in theory to solve these issues. It's true. Dante AV, I just don't think it's hit its stride yet. But what I've noticed about that is that industry, the video industry, has taken on a lot of the people from the NDI world. When the NDI world shrunk and consolidated under VizRT, a lot of those people left and got good jobs at Dante. And then all of a sudden there was this video element that showed up to the Dante side, which makes me wonder if they're really going to make a play in the next couple of years to become a major competitor to NDI, which makes me a little bit concerned for the NDI protocol. A lot of people have said, nah, it's not going anywhere. But quite frankly, I don't think the NDI industry knows what to do with substantial competitive protocols. 2110 is not really on the same plane as NDI because the network requirements are just so much different, so much more like heavier. But the NDI, the Light Versatile HX3, which is basically their product now, if Audinate or Dante come out with a video protocol and all of a sudden it turns robust and you can slap it on the back of an HDMI port, yeah, that's going to be a problem for NDI because they're going to have to compete not only in workflows. Netgear's got everybody covered already, so they're going to have to work with workflows, and they're going to have to work with versatility, and they're going to have to work on pricing, because the thing about NDI is it's not very expensive to get into the NDI world comparatively, but if Audinate comes in or Dante comes in and just kind of really competes tooth and nail, then the whole pricing savings that you get from not going to 2110 to NDI now becomes moot, because you weren't going to do that anyways. But now I'm already implementing a Dante network. And so then it's this idea of, okay, does NDI come up with an audio protocol? Well, they kind of tried to do that. Like, NDI can be audio only. But whether or not it's seriously used is up for grabs, because there are no dedicated audio products from NDI, which may be a market that isn't tapped yet. So I'd be interested to see what happens there. Practically, I understand that there are other significant challenges with fully consolidating on Dante AV. Oh, for sure. I mean, and any network. I mean, it's the reason why, for example, there are support departments in NDI companies, and it's the same reason why guys like me have side jobs that help people get their networks up and running for these protocols. And so there are trade-offs for either. I am of the persuasion, of course, that you buy the thing to do the thing that you want it to do. When you get into the conversation, this goes for people and products, when you buy into the conversation that way, you just got to buy this one product that does everything. Well, you're compromising on something. And honestly, if I'm going to spend the money on something, I don't really want to compromise on it. So I want a video solution. I want an audio solution. And then I want the integration piece of it. And in the presentation world, right, like in Randy, great questions, great statements, by the way. In the world that I live in, there's lighting, video, audio, presentation, and then there's the integration piece. And the presentation is like your slides or your lyrics or your scriptures or whatever it is that you're doing, right? So people want to bring a laptop, they want to plug it in, they want to show it on the screen up behind them. Okay, that's your presentation element. I don't really want a turnkey, this thing does everything, because what you're going to end up doing is compromising on you're going to cut the edges, the audio quality or on the video quality or on the control quality, or maybe the integration may not be compromised. But I have just been around long enough to know that I don't trust things that do everything. And so pick a lane. And in the integration side of things, that's the way that I pitch it to people is, look, what problems are you trying to solve? You want to see something visually? All right, let's talk about video. You want to hear something? Okay, let's talk about audio and capture and deliver. And then you want to show something? Okay, let's talk about that. Capture and deliver. How do you want to do that? Because there are sides to this that and people say, well, isn't there just a thing that does all three? It's like, yeah, there are, but is that, that may not be what you, that may not give you the result that you want. And so it usually costs more, but it ends up being a much better experience for everybody. Normally what people want and what people can afford are two different things, maybe. But you're trying to bring them closer together so that the investment in the product to do the proper thing is eventually conceptualized and appreciated and captured and all of that sort of good stuff. Hey, I really love that you are now fully independent, not needing to speak on behalf of any particular company anymore. But I did love your deep dives into Bird Dog products at that time as well. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was a good time in my life. We had a lot of fun over at the Bird Dog office and in the studio, and I quite frankly, I loved working for that company. It was great. It was the best job I'd ever had. Coffee time. And I learned a lot. And that's what you do. You take the opportunity you're given, learn as much as you can, and then either move along or move up, one way or the other. And in that moment in the Bird Dog life cycle, I wasn't going to be moving up. So I decided, okay, well, some transitions needed to happen inside the company. and I decided to be involved in that and just to move along, and that's landed me in Nashville somehow, and now I love the people that I work with now, and it's really good, and I get to do this, and I still get to hang out with you guys, so that's always fun to be on board with you. Let me just see here. Okay, so I have an account over at Keystone AV Networks on YouTube, and I have been streaming to this show because I just wanted to send it not only to this page, which is where you traditionally are going to see me, and I'm also over there, so that seems to be working just fine. So that's good news. Close that. Now I just got to remember to. Well, I guess I could leave this one on Automagic, right? So this one. Oh man, I'm going to lose my voice today. This one can be set up to start and stop automagically. And then my other one, I'm going to leave the same where I actually start it myself. So cool. Always good to send a little more information up. Let me share this over on LinkedIn. Yoink. On the Keystone AV website or LinkedIn page. Hey, if you haven't done so, and many of you have, by the way, thank you so much for joining me over at Keystone AV Networks. I really appreciate that. That is my LinkedIn official site, and that's where I am trying to network and meet people and see where opportunities might be. So and loading the preview. Let's just see what we got here. All right. And it is now posted. Oh, no. Cool. So I have been trying to figure out like what the next thing is. I'm kind of stumbling upon some pretty exciting things. That Netgear Apex partner, I wonder what will come of that. I'm currently trying really hard, and my apologies, Broadfield, if anybody's watching. Probably not, because they're busy over there. But my apologies, Broadfield, that I still have not gotten all of my documentation over to them so that they can be my inroad to buying stuff for people. So trying to get a distributor online for my company so that I can have purchasing power through somebody here locally on the East Coast. And so I'm talking with Broadfield because, thankfully, again, because of my experience in my Bird Dog days, I know that they carry NDI products, they carry Dante products, they carry pretty much everything I want to sell, Netgear products. So yeah, I'm gonna strike up a conversation with them. I already have, and they have responded right away. It is me that has been lacking on the communication side, and part of it is because I've been quite ill, but I need to get my act together and get them the required documentation so that I can then communicate pricing and offer those things to customers. It's a big undertaking, but I'm pretty excited to kind of get it all sorted. One of those things that I really want to get figured out is the ability to try these sorts of things and get some Turtle AV stuff up in here, because the whole Dante side, like I'm very familiar with NDI. I can talk NDI all day, as you all know, and thankfully with my voice that's currently breaking, I'm not going to be able to talk all day. But Dante is very exciting because it's another element, like I was just saying, it's another element of AV integration that there are some really cool things that are happening, and Turtle AV is one of those companies that is starting to do some really neat things. Now, they've announced some products, and they have actually got some products online, which I need to get my hands on, but I'd like to try and demo some of this stuff so that I can see how it works and make sure that I can recommend it confidently to customers. But that would be really cool to have something like this on a test bench where I can figure that out, something like this. And this is a 4-in, 4-out situation, a 4x4 Dante bridge, basically giving you 4 XLR outs, 4 XLRs ins, and they're combo jacks, mind you. The inputs are combo jacks. But it gives you this ability to run something like this and then run speakers off it. It's a great little like on the road rack type of idea. The other piece though that I'm kind of honestly more interested in, let's go here to where are we? Brands, all, and then Turtle's on page 2, unfortunately. Turtle, apply. The something that I'm a little more interested in though is going to be, oh, it's not even here yet, is going to be just the input jacks if they ever come out with something like that. I guess I don't know for sure. So here's one of the problems that I've been trying to assess how it is that I want to do this. Inside my upcoming studio, which I don't have much to update yet, but I'll let you know anyways. Inside my upcoming studio that I'm currently building outside next to my house, I want the jacks that are in that office, excuse me, I want the jacks that are inside that office to be Dante enabled. And I haven't decided yet whether or not I'm just going to do a wall mount or a floor box or something and connect Dante on the other side of them, because I'm going to need to provide phantom power occasionally to those ports. And so the question is, how do I do like a Dante input jack, okay, inside? So I have a guitar and I plug it in via 1/4 inch, or I have a microphone, I plug it in via XLR, but a microphone that might need phantom power. So how do I do that with a Dante device where I can provide phantom power to that product? I'm not afraid to do soldering. So if I need to get like a Phoenix connector or something like that. But the question that I have is that if I am trying to provide phantom power to those jacks, what is it that I need to do? What products is it that I need to buy in order to get that to work? And quite frankly, I don't really know. I don't know. I don't think, full stop. No, I'm kidding. I don't think a product like this will do it, right? Because this is just positive, negative. It's a 2-channel input, dual line input from Turtle. It's PoE powered itself, but I don't believe it will provide phantom power to a microphone like this, like 48 volts. So I don't think that product's going to work. But is there something that would? This is the output version. Let's go to the input version. Oh. What now? Okay, so I think it's just the wrong picture. Okay, but here, there's 12 volts in here. So can we provide powered via PoE or Phoenix? Can we provide phantom power to a microphone on something like this? Again, I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. So that's one of those questions that I'm like, what do I do about that? Now, I suspect something like this might offer phantom power. Because the audio jacks is plugged in. Let's just go to specs. Let me think this through here. More details, please. If I just say, there it is, PoE powered and equipped with 48 volts phantom power on all XLR inputs. Okay, so something like this. So then the question remains. Man, that's so cool. Now these are not available just yet, but oh, whoops. No, let's go back to two clicky clicks. Okay, here we go. There is somebody at my front door. Who could that be, I wonder? Let's find out. There's nobody at my front door. Well, that's creepy. Let's go ahead and play back whatever that was. Let's see, is it somebody that's just dropping off a package? Wait for it. Okay, yeah. All right, so it's Amazon. Phew, that was a little creepy. All right, everybody. No worries, no worries. Everything is all right. Okay, so if we go down to the Minola, is that what it is? Miniola? Miniola? Anyway, I don't know. This thing, yeah, that was UPS, by the way. So if we look at Dante Bridge, we have with Phantom Power. So this option, here's what I would really love. I would love a product like this that's just 4 inputs. Because, I don't need outputs necessarily. I could use the outputs, I guess, for something. But I don't really need the outputs. And with that being said, check this out. So this guy is $7.99. This guy is only $9.99. So for $200 more, why wouldn't you, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense why you wouldn't, and maybe that's the price jockeying that's going on here. But for $1,000, you basically get 4 inputs, 4 outputs. So then my thought process is, okay, I'm going to probably buy XLR cable, and I'm probably going to, well, gosh, there's just so much to think through here. So 2 ways of doing this. Well, more than 2, but 2 ways that I'm thinking about doing this. I could run a floor box or a stage box or a wall box into the recording studio that has these jacks available on there, right? 4 XLR inputs that are, I don't know, even the dual option. I don't know. I'll have to think it through. But you can run them in there, and just have them in a little like floor box that somebody can open up and plug in their instrument to. Or I could install that unit inside the recording studio and allow people to just plug in directly to it. Or I would plug them into it or whatever. And then the disadvantage of that is I don't really think I have the need for the Dante outputs in that room. I would really prefer the Dante outputs to be in the office. And so I'd rather have that unit installed in my rack unit and then run those outputs, wherever I want to inside the office. But it would certainly solve the issue of having, of running separate XLR ports into the, and again, then mounting a box and sound isolating it and running the cables and yada, 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 all of that goes on. Whereas I could just take this unit and plug it in there. Problem is I don't really need the outputs in there. I could really use those outputs elsewhere. And so do you, I don't know. That's why I'm like, I really just need an input. I just need the inputs is really what I need. Let's jump over to turtleav.com. Just check out some options here that they have, things that are kind of coming up. By the way, this cool little Jeff, my name is Jeff. That's a really neat idea. We can talk about that. XLR, 2-channel XLR inputs. So these, this is their, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, so I need Phoenix. Oh wow. Wait a minute. Oh, that's an interesting idea. How much is this thing? I can't imagine that's cheap. It may not even be on the site yet. Oh, there it is. That's $1,000. So that's an 8x8. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So this is an option. Right, like I said, I'm not opposed to doing my own soldering and Phoenix connectors and all that. That's not a problem for me. Um, what this would be is you would just wire those XLR connections yourself, and then I could run them around the room. Right? You could have up to 8. So why not? I mean, do all 8. So do 4 on one wall and 4 on the other, and people could plug into them, and then I would be getting those Dante signals through the network. This is going to have to be run from the booth anyway, like from my office anyway. So along parallel with this, you run your output channels, and then this could be used outside. Oh man, that's a cool idea. All right. So maybe something like this would be probably better for my integration of my recording studio. That's an interesting idea. Cool. All right, so let's jump back here. I just want to double check. All right, socials is quiet, but I want to be sure that I haven't done something to the chat or something like that where, because I'm watching it on a separate channel, it's not working. All right, here we go. Oh, why did you log me out of my own stream? All right, here we go. Okay, yeah, I am missing. Oh, there's Jeremy. Hey, man, I'm meeting with Eamon this afternoon to talk about this stuff. Amazing. Man, that's so funny. Small world. Welcome, Jeremy. Hopefully you're doing well. I don't have my Ember mug today, but I got coffee, so. Yeah. That's so cool that you're meeting with Eamon. Him and I have been talking back and forth a little bit. I can only stay on for a minute. A minute? Hundreds minutes? No, I understand. You're a busy dude, and that's a good thing. But good to see you, buddy. It's been a long time. I'm currently fighting. My voice is about to disappear, so I'm dealing with that. Today's kind of a busier day, but man, this Sunday is kind of a big day for our church. It's kind of our anniversary, and so I've been doing a lot of stuff getting that ready. Much of it is live, and so that's kind of fun because that means me and my team will be doing lots of stuff. Oh, we should talk about this too. It sounds like you need some herbals in that Ember mug. I need something. I'm definitely going to lose my voice, but that's okay. Coffee is helping, but the coffee is almost gone. So I may have to be right back and go make more coffee. Although we're here, we're 40 minutes in, and my coffee's getting cold. Yeah, so we have been navigating. Let me talk about Safe Harbor, the anniversary, real quick. So this is the 5th anniversary of the congregation that I work for, and I've been there for 3 years of them. Unofficially and officially, I've known of them and helped them for 3 years. I have been working for them for 2 years, since the beginning of 2024. We moved down last July, and I've been here for the whole year since. But I was at the Friendsgiving before we officially started working for them, and so we've been around for 3 or 4 times. And this year we invite, we're an online service, we're an online ministry, but once a year we invite everybody to come, and we cater a meal and have a chance to kind of see each other, meet each other. So we have been working up to this, and we've got 70 plus people that will be at the soundstage on Sunday, which is our Sunday morning is usually 20-25 people, and that's mostly my crew. So we're gonna have a lot of people comparatively on Sunday. one of the things that I've been thinking about is not everybody's interested in the ministry portion of what it is that we do, but people might be interested in the functional portion of what it is that we do. Meaning, they might like to watch the behind the scenes part of things. And now that Dante is a part of our integration, I actually think that it wouldn't be that hard to send a stream up via, tech team at oursafeharbor.com, send a stream over to YouTube and be like, hey, if you want to watch the production side of this ministry happening, here's the YouTube channel. And, people can see how we do it. And that would be kind of fun because we do have a technical crew. I have people on headsets. We use Dante for that. We pipe the program into the headsets over a Dante channel, and then we use ducking to take the program down while we are speaking. And so it'd be kind of fun to send out the final product on the Safe Harbor site and YouTube and all those places, but then also have kind of like a, hey, this is how it's done behind the scenes type of situation. Probably just turn the chat off because I don't want to moderate that and run. We're already running about 4 streams, but I don't, people might be interested in seeing that, and that would be kind of fun to see who shows up for something like that. Anyway, so Sunday we are going to have our crew on our headsets, and it is a live sound stage. I don't think people understand because they just see the final product on the screen. So this will be a big education for people to see us working and operating and calling the show and doing all that. That is a part of our world. So thinking about doing that. I don't know. Every week I'm like, oh yeah, you got to do that somehow. What I really need is this is so fun. I want a Rode Videocaster S, okay? And I have 4 positions. I have the tech booth. I have our presentation. Let's say the presentation girl. There's 2 girls that run it, but presentation team. And then I have 2 camera ops. And what I want to do is set it up so that when one of those positions talk, the camera switches over, like just auto switches to that position, and we can see them talking. But then it kind of lands on me at in the technical room just as the default, because I'm the one that majorly talks the most. But if we use a Rode Videocaster, which can do auto switching, the problem is that it can't do auto switching over Dante, which is what I would really like. I would like each of the cameras to be assigned with a Dante signal, and then when that Dante signal is talking, it goes to them, and then when it comes back, it doesn't. It goes to me. So, yeah, we shall see. Yes, I just saw that this morning. I sent it to my team. What did you? Oh, the Videocaster S. Yeah. So I'm like so close to buying that thing because it does NDI. So you don't need physical cameras. It can just be NDI source. Yes, Rodecaster S is pretty sweet. Agreed. So now I just need cheap NDI cameras, NDI World, and if I just slap those around in those 4 positions, right? And I could even like put them I don't want my team to necessarily like feel like there's a camera in their face, but just like a general like bird's eye, like maybe in the ceiling or something. It just switches to them because it's the camera ops are, I got a guy in his probably late 60s. I've got my daughter who's not even a teenager yet. I've got a young man who's a teenager. I've got another guy that's in his like mid 20s and his girlfriend who's also in her early 20s maybe. So it would be so cool to not be intrusive, but just have NDI sources assigned to each of those spots. And then as they're talking, it'd be so stinking fun. Hey, if you only knew someone. Yeah, the problem is I need to do this. I need an NDI camera that's like a couple $100. It doesn't even need to be like an amazing. Anybody got any ideas? Any NDI cameras out there that are just a couple $100 that I could buy and somehow marry an NDI and a Dante signal together? And this would be so cool. My brain. I can't wait for NAB. This is the sort of stuff that happens in my brain at NAB where I'm like, oh man, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. Just so that people can have a chance to see behind the curtain as to hey, this isn't just a flip on your iPhone production. This is actually like next level stuff. Which brings me to something that I wanted to talk about that I was talking about with Tom Sinclair on his show yesterday. I asked him flat out, hey, have you ever had to have a conversation with a group or a community or a church and basically said, like, look, you guys aren't invested in doing this. You probably shouldn't do it. And he said, no, thankfully I haven't had the need to say that, because most of the time I'm there, at the very least, the live production portion of a church service or whatever is just so people can learn and like have that discovery moment. And that is an angle I had not considered, because I always view it as, man, you're wasting all these people's time for a product that no one's going to watch. His theory was that I could extrapolate out of his commentary was, his theory was, even if it's a chance for the tech crew to kind of like get experience and to learn and to discover, the kind of the joys of what it is that this is, could help them become, the people they're going to become. And to that, I was like, all right, full stop. That's like a legit reason that kind of stumped me, because I was like, yeah, I agree. The church is investing in, or the school is investing, or the community is investing in this. It's not very much, but it's a camera and a keyboard, and it's a PTZ and a joystick or a computer or something like that, vMix. And we're just going to give these kids a chance to, hey, we want you to produce this as best you can. Just do your best. And then that's kind of the guidelines. Like, they're allowed to take it and roll with it, make it something, instead of, hey, we need to like up our game here and buy better stuff. So I thought, okay, that's fair. That maybe churches are doing this to provide a way for them to plug into their communities without worrying about what the end result is. And if that's the case, well, then I know lots of churches that are hitting the mark on that one, because you wouldn't want to watch their live stream, but it gave somebody a chance to be involved on the technical crew. And for that, I'm on board with that. Hey, there you go. NDI camera app on your iPhone. Yeah, except I need 4 iPhones. I don't know if that would work. Plus then like time sync and all that. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not saying no. I'm just not entirely sure that. But I need let's go over to B&H and just type in NDI camera. Let's see what we can get for. Let's go price, maximum price. Let's say $450. Nothing yet. Nothing available yet. That's inexpensive. Now the Mevo Lives, those are NDI enabled, right? NDI enabled video. Is there a starter pack for those? I thought there was like a 3-pack for Mevo. Do they still even sell these? Are these still considered decent? Because for $1,000 you get 3 cameras. So that's an interesting idea. So for, I need a 4-camera pack. Anyway, it's an idea that maybe the Mevo Lives could do something like that. I'm looking for Dante into iPhone apps. Not seeing anything with a quick search. So Bird Dog had a product, right, that was Dante to NDI. So you could turn them into NDI signals. Then you could use a service that could combine NDI video and audio together. So there's options there. What was it called? Dante Bridge? Bird Dog Dante Bridge. Wondering if they still sell it. $129. And Dante Bridge is a Windows 10 app. Uh-oh. Support for 4 stereo pairs. Dante NDI Bridge can receive NDI streams, create 4 pairs. Yeah, I recall this. Hey guys, when you click on make the picture bigger, it should make it bigger, not actually make it smaller. That's funny. So Dante Bridge can receive 4 NDI streams and create 4 stereo pairs, or receive a single NDI stream and create 4 Dante stereo audio pairs. Ugh. Dante to NDI. So how does the... Yeah, it's too messy. It's kind of too... It's still too messy, you know? I could... Oh, you know... but the audio triggers. So let's go back to the... let's go back and just look real quick at the Videocaster Rode Videocaster S. And we're just going to check out their website. Okay. The thing that I want to look into here is the audio sources. Cuz that's the problem, right? Is this will do NDI. So, oh, I'm sorry everybody. This will do NDI. But will it do... How do you bring in the audio is the question. For the auto switching, that's really what I want. So introducing the video all-in-one production console. Can I see the back? 4 HDMI inputs, USB-C, two studio-grade Neuralink combo jacks, dual internal wireless receivers for Rode Videos Wireless Pro. Oh, I have some of those. Automatic green screen. Auto switching, seamless hands-free between video sources and scenes. Streams directly to all major platforms. Oh, so technically I wouldn't even need to go through Resi for this. I could just go... All right, built-in wireless receivers, Bluetooth connectivity, flexible audio over USB. Video could capture a wide range of audio equipment from XLR microphones, line-level stereo, the 2 combos, low-level noise, high-res gains, 9 audio channels boost, professional audio. What? So the trade-off on this just has to be, I got to be able to bring in the audio sources. There's an interesting thought too. Sorry, you're watching my brain do things in real time. So the source on the back... This product, let me look at the pictures here. I'll share with you in just a second. There we go. Okay, so this thing has a TRS, 3.5 TRS on the back, which means that we could come out, we could come out Dante to TRS, right? And then embed the audio and the video together. And then bring that signal via NDI back to the Rodecaster. I think that's what I'm seeing here. I thought the S only had 3 HDMI ins. Yes, but they have 4. So it does, but it has 4 camera buttons. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you could assign 4 cameras, but yes, it only has 3 HDMIs. But if you're running a strictly NDI world, you could assign it to each of those. Jeremy, and you always need Resi. It's true. This would be like a for funsies situation, but I don't think my encoder will do 2, right? So I'd have to get another encoder just to run this stream. By the way, did you see that the Studio AI launch from Resi on Tuesday? I did not see that. We'll have to check that out in just a minute. So, if I could encode audio, decode audio, Dante, get a box that could do that, and now we're getting ridiculous. Get a box that would do output. Where are we here? Networked audio. Ooh, that cough is hard. Output adapter. And you just would need 2 of these because they're 2 channel. And so you could do Dante to the 2 cameras that are mounted down. So you could run Ethernet down to this thing and then have those 2 cameras basically positioned in the same spot, pointed at both of your camera ops. And then you could have another one of these close to the 2 positions that I'm in, so in the booth and over at the presentation software. And then send this signal into the camera, and then the cameras would NDI audio video back to you plug them into the network. And then we jump over here. Where is the network adapter on this? Is it the USB-C? Is that what I'm seeing here? Hopefully not Wi-Fi, right? Each captures micro setup and control down here. NDI HX support. How? Please tell me it's not Wi-Fi. It also supports additional audio interface or USB modem. All right. So USB-C to network is what I'm seeing there. Plus we would need USB power. Is that the power port as well? Onboard, it must be. I don't see another spot. So USB-C also powers the unit. So could it take PoE to power it? External audio. Connect an optional USB-C audio interface to connect a USB-C connector. Where's the power option? Other features. Nope. Powered by built-in battery, runs up to 6. Also support Mevo Start Ethernet adapter. All right, so this is an accessory. All right, so that doesn't exist, evidently. Mevo Start Ethernet adapter. There it is. Oh, that's cute. No longer available. Fun. Do they have it in their own store? Unavailable. $200? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this has got to just be a... Yeah. What did it provide? 13 watts? That's it? Well, no wonder they went out of... My goodness. Sorry, this is the Mevo Start adapter that no longer exists. That's hilarious. Okay. Pretty sure Mevo is Wi-Fi only. Interesting. Lots going on with that USB port. Yeah, there is a lot of options with that USB port. Hopefully, if you were providing PoE to it, which is 13 watts, that's just straight PoE. That's the way to do it. But I can provide PoE through my switch. I don't need to do that, right? So USB... Yeah. I see why, though. The Ethernet adapter probably has to... it's probably configured on some stupid pinout inside the. Oh no, it's USB-C. So yeah, PoE power, and then it converts it to USB-C. I see. Okay, so there's got to be a product then that go PoE to USB-C adapter. Well, there's probably something. I'll keep looking. The other question that I have is, like, there are products like this, dual channel I/O, so input output, that run over PoE, but probably don't provide power via USB-C, right? Because if you had PoE Plus and you're running 13 watts to this guy, which it probably isn't, it's probably like 5 watts. Power required. Why? There. 2 watts max? Okay, so straight PoE for this. So if you have PoE Plus, technically you could pass power through the USB-C, but I'm not sure that it'll do it. But yes, there's a lot going on. The little USB-C port on those. Well, maybe Mevo Start is not the way to do it. What I really want is a box camera, an NDI box camera that's fixed. That's a couple $100 and is kind of a throwaway camera. Category. I don't know. I don't know why there's not a market that's just inexpensive. You know, that's all I want. I don't see anything off the cuff. Let's sort by price. Maybe it's just like, no, it's just, yeah, $450 is as cheap as you go. And, you know, Mackie Live is that price. Mackie Live has HDMI out, SD card, and USB-C. What can you do with that USB-C, I wonder? What about audio, guys? What's the audio option here? Recording, image, interface, power. Okay, so nothing really here with the audio stuff. Video, power, other. There's just an output, it says. HX3. They also have like a 3-pack of these, don't they? Accessories. What the? Bird Dog PoE adapter? That's funny. What about a Marshall POV camera? Yeah, these. What are the check? Okay, yeah. What are the? Let's just look at the output here. 3G SDI. Okay. HX3. Price low high. Ooh. Just get the chip. Yeah, still in the $500 range. That's a real shame that there's no place for this market. Nope, $1,000. Just like a Zcam. I'd love a Zcam, but they're out of this world, astronomically priced for some reason. And if we go here to, where's the brand? Why can't I click on brand? This is a cinema camera. I really don't need that. Excuse me, I didn't get to the button fast enough on that one. Oh boy. Why is this still up here? So yeah, still sub 1,000. It's just such a shame that there's not a spot. I don't really need it to be high detail, you know? Huddle cam. I could buy these cheaper, and they're NDI enabled. Huddle cam. Yeah. I gotta be able to get the information on the network. It's gotta be NDI. So there's not really a feasible way to do this just yet. Like I need to. It's such a fun little idea. I could get the audio. I could get the video over NDI. You know, you could buy some Mevos or something like that, and that would transmit for $1,000. You get 3 cameras, so that's not so bad. What is the Mevo Core versus? Oh, that's by Logitech. Mevo Start? Yeah. It's a shame though that the 3-pack is $1,000, but a single camera is $500. You know, that doesn't make any sense. For $500 more, I could get 6 cameras. Is that what you're telling me? So I would probably do, 2 packs for $2,000. And then the question just becomes, because this project is probably going to end up being $3,000 or $4,000 to have this function as a soundstage. So, and then you're going to need mounts, and you're going to need cabling, and you're going to need Dante stuff and whatever, right? So it's just going to be a snowball effect of whatever. Hey, those huddle cams are pretty great. Oh, that's good to know. All right. Well, if they work well, add them to my watch list. My hesitation here is, how do I bring in audio? A TRS port, obviously. And then how do I plug it into the network? And that's the USB-C port, obviously. So if we're going USB-C to Ethernet, does that create a hardline network? Because I easily put it on my network, 3 ports, that's no problem, 4 ports, to get the video fast. And then to marry the audio, we would need to do probably 2 of these Turtle AV units. Let's go back here. Turtle. Whoops. So probably 2 of these guys that with the Euro blocks. So another $300 there. So I'm up to 20, let's say 2,500. Unless there's a better option here. These are cool. But I don't think I need that capacity. I think I just need these. And then, or is this a good option? Well, no. That don't make no sense. So then we need some wire, right? And I'd have to wire up these turtle units to then send Dante. So this needs I need a output, right? This guy. So then, yeah, audio output from Dante. This says line input to Dante output. This one. So Dante to analog Euroblock output. So the Dante comes in and the audio goes out. And then each of those needs tip ring sleeve. So yeah, I'd have to run custom cables for that, which I'm not too worried about. Plug those into the cameras, and then the cameras send it all back via NDI. Then, oh yeah, now the Rode Video Pro S, right? So that's 20, let's say 27 for cabling, and then let's say another 600, 500 for the Rode. So that takes us to 3,200. And then somehow I need to get this up to YouTube. So, hey, I have the 4K version. Really wish I had gotten the NDI version. I have a Mevo Start. I have a couple of Audinate AVIO USB-C adapters. I'll go plug them in this afternoon. We'll see what happens. Hey, that would be great. I would really appreciate whatever you find out. Because, well, so part of the issue here, Randy, is I would want to power the unit, the cameras, all the time. I don't necessarily want them on battery. And so I want to power the cameras over the USB-C. I want to send the audio via the TRS. And I want the Ethernet. Oh, shoot. But the Ethernet has to be USB-C to Ethernet adapter. Okay, so let's just do a quick little search here. USB-C to Ethernet adapter. All right, and then the thing that I'm looking for here is with PoE. Yeah. So there was this, right? Gigabit PoE to USB-C converter. 10-watt charging. How many watts does this little camera need? This guy right here. Let's check out our specs. No, the full specs, all of them. She needs how many watts? Bert. How many watts? Come on, man. You gotta tell me all the information. Maybe it's here. No. Items included. Are there any questions about this? Power. Is there a way to keep this powered all the time? You can provide continuous power, including USB cable when connected to the power supply, the wall support. Power comes, I leave mine plugged in all the time. You just need a USB outlet or a USB wall plug. Non-powered mono microphones. Nothing about wattage. Is there a user manual anywhere posted? Sometimes they do all right. posting. All right, so I will go and look for one. I just use it as my webcam at home right now. Hey, great convo. Have fun with this project. Thanks. I don't know if they'll let me fund it, but I would have a lot of fun doing it. Make sure you check out that Resi Studio AI. Oh yeah. Let's just pop over there real fast and see what is going on here. AI that accelerates your mission and maximizes your impact. Let's watch a video. Whoop, that's my music.
Do you want this? Do you need it? I think that you should have it. I think that you should have it.
Oh,
I think that you should have it.
all right. So one more time.
Do you want this? Do you need it? I think that you should have it. I think that you
Yeah. So this is what I do for a living. Some of this stuff. So did you just make my life a lot easier?
should have it. I think that you should have it.
Everybody's trying to do AI stuff. All right. Well, that's very interesting. We going to have to check that out now because when is this going live? Is it live right now? It's pretty exciting. Yeah, if you just made my life a lot easier, then that would be great. Transform your clips, engage, upload socials, directly post content, yada yada. Clips and social postings aren't available on your current plan. Shocker. Learn more. How much are we talking about here? Pricing. Wait. Easily transform. So you should sign up for the demo. Okay. We'll start our free trial. 30 days, $50 a month. Billed annually, starting on December 13th. How do I remember to disable that if your trial is activating? May take a few moments. Upload or select a video that enriches moments of full use Studio AI to find the best moments and turn them into social-ready clips. Share your clips to your connected social accounts or add a new one to expand your reach. Okay. It's free for a month to try. I will try. I will send my guy, though, a message and say, hey, FYI, Okay. I'll send that off to my guy. Select a video to enrich. Enrich with AI. Most videos finish enriching in just a few minutes, except this is an hour and a half long. This is from our service on Sunday, 11/9/25. So video must be shorter than 2 hours. Well, all of our videos are shorter than that. Monthly usage, 10. Well, that would keep us. That would work for us. And must be shorter than 2 hours. Okay, so let's go ahead and start enrichment. I don't know if I like the phrase enrichment, but not the end of the world. Enriching your video. You know what I should have done? I should have done the next one that I have slated to work on, which would be, let's go back to over here to this service real quick. One moment, please. Content. The next one that I need to work on is part 8, which was on 11/2. All right, so 11/2 is, where is it? Library. It's part 7. Where's the next one? Oh, here, 11/2, this one. Wait a minute. 4 minutes. That's not right. Here. Right? Yes. All right. Start. Okay, so I will go back, and it's currently enriching 11/9, and then also enriching 11/2. Okay, so we'll see how it goes, and enrich them at the same time. Excellent. I will enrich both. Now for some cold coffee, because I didn't get my Ember mug. Oh, that's a doozy. You should share your screen while you're doing this. Oh, really? You want to see on the back end? Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like. You click on enrich. Patrick and Holly, Hymn of Heaven. This is my wife singing. I click this enrich button. Says, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And you say yes. And then it takes you and shows these little spinny icons. So that's what's going on here. Looks like AI is done on the 9th. Now, I upload it to X, and I upload to YouTube, and to Facebook, and to Instagram. Can you do all of those? I'm just going to make sure that we're not sharing things that we shouldn't be sharing. But we do already send to those platforms, social media. We don't live stream to Instagram. And so I'm wondering if that's an issue. That would be an issue here. But if I were to add a destination, maybe not. We could talk about that. Because I got Facebook, X, YouTube, Rumble, Vimeo. So those are all here already. But all socials, yeah. So I'm curious about, there we go. So the second is done. So now, oh, that's so funny. So I did a, okay. All right, we're going to live. I did an announcement. I did a little video. So if we say create a clip, if you look here, look, this is my commercial I made. Let's view suggestions. Heartfelt from, oh, this is, ooh.
body when he was challenged by Corinth about his.
Wait a minute. Did that start?
Paul says, I bear in my body when he was.
Okay. Interesting. Version 1 is only for Facebook and YouTube. Can I download the clips when I'm done with them so I can schedule them for those other two platforms? Because I could do that. It's honestly, it's the chopping up of the product that's the hardest. That's the most time consuming, honestly. So if I like this suggestion, then I say next. AI Crop Assistant is coming soon. All right, so a common issue that I have is that Patrick likes to move, and we do multiple camera angles. So
Paul says, I bear in my body.
So let's just watch what happens here. See, he like staggers about, and I use DaVinci to keep him center. There's an auto reframing thing that happens here. So I'm assuming that's probably coming, but do we change cameras? That is the next question. So in this clip, we don't, thankfully. All right. This is an example of caption. This is an example. This is. All right, I want to customize this style. This is actually our, that's our color, which is nice. The other question I have is, all right, let's create that one. Whoa. And then, all right, we're going to create another clip. Pick a moment. View our suggestions. Does it show the one that I just did? Huh. Interesting. Okay, if I go here and say clips, is it done? All right, so it's done.
Paul says, I bear in my body. About his apostleship and his authority, he said, I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Jesus. What are the receipts?
Interesting. All right, so Safe Harbor as a short. Patrick, yeah. Save. Can I manage these? That's the next question. Add an account. All right, so that's going to be a kicker, is that we can't add X yet. Now, if I go back to cancel clips and I say download, okay. So I could still create them in here. Yeah. I think the suggestion remain. I think the suggestions remain. Not sure fully though. So a question, and then scheduling. Like this is, you put it on the schedule and it goes out. So those are the things that I really need then. In order for this to be like worth $50 a month, if I'm just talking to somebody from Resi. And we talked about this actually at NAB. I need the ability to post on X and I need the ability to post on Instagram because those are our other places right now. Rumble, not so much. And we'd really like to start using a couple of other social media platforms. So whoever is in charge of integrating social media into your system, that'd be really cool. Even if it was just RTMP to those places for live streaming, first of all. But we would really love to have that option because that's a big thing with schedulers. So I use a program called Buffer at buffer.com. And I just use the free tier, but I schedule everything in there, and I could do, for free, I can do 3 platforms, and then I schedule them manually in X over there. So it's not a perfect system, but I don't want to like keep all these like monthly fees and everything. But if you guys offered the ability to schedule to our social media platforms directly from here on the calendar, that would change the game, because we want to go to all of our social media stuff, especially for reels and for shorts and all of that. We want to be able to do that. And yeah, so that's kind of like, that's, you're almost there. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, we're almost there. And if we take it one more step, that'd be so stinking cool. So let's just do another one just to see how quick this is. And discussion questions. What? That's so cool. That's cool. That's using AI with your brain. That's what that is. All right, let's just view suggestions here. We want to go down here and
Not to make our good works of none effect by talking about them, but we are aware that in this country,
okay, so, and some of these clips are not the strongest. Like,
the Sermon on the Mount looms pretty large out there.
interesting. I would love to know what the algorithm is for how the AI selects the selects the clip. That's just interesting. It is one of the major issues. Ugh. Okay, so here's another issue that we're gonna have, is that like words on the screen and whatever. Although, and look, camera change. However, there might be a way around it. So one of the things that let me just switch this real quick. Instead of the final program, we actually have a recording of Cam 1 with the audio from Patrick. So if we go over to, let's remote in and just take a little peek at the booth. And I'll share my screen in just a second once I'm online here. So what happens is, in case we have a major malfunction with the final show, I have all camera angles recorded all at the same time, and then I have embedded audio on cameras 1, 2, and 3, just in case, right? Just in case something happens. And so I have the luxury of going over to that unit, which is this guy right here, and log on to this drive. Now that was 11.2 was that service. And the video file that I'm capturing here is from Cam 1. So if I were to open this, let's just open this with Media Player. Okay, so the only danger there is I got to start it on time, which is what happened. I didn't start that camera on time. However, still, let's go to Resi. Let's say media. Let's say upload a video. Select the file. We can just drop that file in there. Whoops. Stop it. Windows. You're useless. All right, so let's try that again, but this time not screw it up. Okay, come on now. All right, here we go. Yoink. Why? Come on, Resi. You got to be able to accept these clips, man. Video bitrate cannot exceed 12 megabits or 8 for all other formats. Okay. Curious, what is the bit rate on that then? They're so picky. Properties. Hey, we should connect and talk through a test option our team has been talking about. That'd be great. You have a dual channel encoder. Put cam 1 on channel 2. Oh. Do I know? Encoders. An update is available. Uh-oh. All right, well, this is very interesting. Because, yeah, I could pipe cam 1 from... I could pipe cam 1. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be HDMI output on this guy. Connections. Oh. ATEM setup. So this guy right here, oh, he's SDI. Praise hallelujah. All right, so if I connect to this bad boy, this guy has two, oh, whoops. This guy has two, what am I doing? Constellation right here. This guy has two outputs. Huh. Oh my word. Not sure if it will work yet. I'm looking for someone to test it. Someone like you. Okay. Well, we're game for trying new things if it enables new features. I'm all about that. All right. Well, this is just very interesting. As it is right now, you know, it kind of has to be a perfect storm. However, I can just with like camera angles and stuff, but if I view this clip, I can download it onto my computer and it will be an MP4. Very cool. All right. So, you know, at the very least, part of the painstaking process of doing social media work is watching and determining what the clip, where it needs to start, where it needs to end, if it works, if not. And it looks like, you know, this algorithm seems to have been worked pretty well for, let me pull this up here. So if we click on our, a couple of weeks ago, we say clips, we say new clip, view suggestions, you know. So this was the one that we were just thinking about. Maybe this one. Yeah, this one. So we say next. Get ready for our upcoming smart tool designed to effortlessly keep your subject in the frame. That's going to be required, Jeremy, because my pastor does not stay in the center, and he also wanders about a fair bit. So if we say create. Now, granted, where the captions are might cover up the stuff that happens on the bottom of the screen. So let's find out. Might be a perfect storm. Balu says, amen to that. What's going on, man? How are you? Ah, good to see you, Balu. What is going on? Okay, so this won't cover that up for sure. Let me just go here. Yoink, yoink. And let's scoot ahead. Yeah, see, it like throws other stuff up there. So I just need a clean feed of cam 1, honestly. The whole shot. But that's not going to work. I don't think that will work. Because he's not even in the frame. So for the time being, Cam 1 I'm going to ask my guy. And the other thing is, do we have a dual encoder? How do I find that out? So I'll go here to the dashboard, go to the encoder. Do I have a dual encoder? I don't know. Hey, good to see you too. Funny how I was just talking to a guy about a program like this. I'm learning a lot. There you go. Yeah, so anything to make this. Here's what happens, right? You volunteer for something, and then, you volunteer for something, and then it comes out that you are now the expert and it's your full-time job. So when I came on, I was like, let's try this social media thing. Well, of course, it caught on and it did really well. So naturally, I've been doing it ever since. So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, do we continue to do this or do I just stop and let it be? Because we want it, but we don't really want to hire somebody for it. And that's all well and good. But yeah, we definitely need to figure out something. So if we don't want to hire somebody for it, well, it's $50 a month to at least give me the tools I need to create the products and get them loaded. In DaVinci, it works fine, but it just takes a long time. And they look nice and clean. I can go here to, let's just go over to YouTube real quick. I'll show you what I end up making. Our safe harbor. All right. So we've got lots and lots and lots of shorts that, have a lot of, and they look good. I'm able to keep him dead center, and it almost looks like my camera op is following him through these moves, and he moves a fair bit. But so that's a beautiful function of DaVinci. But if we were to just use Cam 1, upload Cam 1 to the encoder, and with the audio, then I'd be able to just pull all of the shots from Cam 1. Now, do we switch here? We probably switch cameras. Yeah. So here, it jumps over to Cam 2, or I'm sorry, Cam 1, boom. And again, it still looks live. This is what I would need. I still have a problem when we put words up on the screen, so it would be nice to have a clean feed regardless. And maybe there's a way for us to do that. But it's a nice follow. Especially when he looks up, he always readjusts. Oh yeah, and I throw the subscribe button on there too. This is just kind of evolved. Text is easy to read over any clothing or whatever. Anyway, so all of these, right? These are all. Here's one where he's already off center. Let's see where he moves there. It almost looks like my camera ops center up on him. Yeah. So they look good. It's a nice, but it takes me a whole day to get 5 of them done, which just feels like so much time. Yes, you do have a dual. The 2211 is a dual channel. Yeah, that looks great. Oh, thanks. Combination of my pastor and my camera ops. Most of what I do is unusable without tracking. Yeah, that is a nice feature in DaVinci, is having that smart track, and it mostly does it for you. It only screws up every once in a while, but it's a nice smooth ramp, and so it doesn't jerk around, doesn't feel unnatural. It kind of follows, and again, my minister isn't walking around the stage very much, so there's not a whole lot of need to do too much cropping and adjusting. But yeah, that's a good situation for. Yeah, the arrangement I have right now works really well with the cameras that I've got. So if I was to, if I was to change, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I would definitely just need to figure out my process again, because, my process right now is, sorry, I'm seeing something strange here. The process that I have right now is pretty well managed, and I know what it takes to get it off the ground. But until then, I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, that's pretty fun that Resi has that kind of up and coming. I do need to set a reminder just in case. We'll see what the next month brings. I like the way that this turned out. I think it looks good. I also like the highlight. That's something I don't get with DaVinci, although I think there's a way I could do it. But I do like the way that this looks. I think that's a nice clean look. Yeah. I think it looks good. So what else here then do we have with this AI function? I noticed that inside here, AI Docs, you have discussion questions. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that is a fun option that came up here. This is a bit of a challenge, right? Because we stream our entire service, and in the summary, you have my announcement. So this doesn't need to be in here. All of this doesn't need to be in here. So this week we're diving into our 9th final lesson. This is about where it needs to start. And it would be like a post newsletter is what that looks like. But still fun. Still a fun idea to figure that out. Yeah, I do like this option. Hey, how neat is that? It's true. I need to probably turn that on, don't I? Did that open? There we go. Jeremy, you haven't been here for me to actually need that. Whoops. Did that actually play? I didn't hear it. Did that actually? Oh, this is down.
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
It is pretty neat. All right. So, yeah, kind of like it. I mean, I think as an announcement, it's pretty exciting to see what's going to happen with this. A couple of things that I need to figure out on my end, and the integration with the social media calendar, that is worth the monthly subscription. If you have this integrated with most of the social media platforms out there, that needs to be a high priority in order for us to jump over and pay that price. Because if it was a free function but no social media integration, like we're not going to post it for you, I'm on board. But if I'm to manage everything out of here, and I'm not married to Buffer, but I think Buffer is only like $15 a month, and they would do 10 platforms for me. So we're already paying for Resi, and so to add a monthly price to something like this, but to not support, too many social media platforms, that might be a trick to try and get to get my guys to pay more. But, you know, it's moving in the right direction. Absolutely. If I could clip and download and then put up on my own social media management and it was just a couple dollars a month, I'm on board with that. But as it is right now, I don't know if I'd be able to spend the money to do what it does today. You know, you trimmed the video before Ian Rincheck. Oh, that's true. That's true. You could do that. And I would probably need to do that if I was to bring Cam 1 into Resi. I need to see if my guy has an SDI cable, a patch cable. Sorry, everybody. My cough button. I think I need to integrate my cough button on multiple pages of my Stream Deck, because if I'm going to cough, I may not have the chance to get all the way back. So if we say copy, and I go here to this page and say paste, I can show you guys this while I'm doing this. So yeah, allow. Okay, cough button there. And let's put a cough button here. And we're going to put a cough button here. And definitely one on here. And I think that's good. And we hit apply. Boom. Now if I'm over in the sound effects, I can press the cough button and it works.
How neat is that?
Hey, enjoy the trail. I got to jump. Fun hanging out. Absolutely, Jeremy. Always a pleasure. Thanks for teaching me something new every day. Fun stuff, man. Excited about what's going on over at Resi. So, good times, great oldies. All right. Well, my voice has miraculously held out this entire time. And so I am not going to tempt fate much longer. Today is a busy, busy day because I got to go get my kids. And I got to pick up my son at 3-ish and then pick up my daughter at 4-ish. They go to the same school, but they have different schedules. So I need to, normally it's not an issue because Holly works there, but I need to coordinate that. So I've got to figure that out. All different locations on each page or same location on all pages. Run that again. All different locations on each page. Different locations on each page. Do you mean for my Stream Deck? So I don't know if you've been here for this, but I don't know when the last time you saw this. This is basically a way, it's multiple pages all spread out on a buttons format, because buttons only allows you to have one. So can I close this? Yeah, only allows you to have one device for free. And so what I've done is I have mapped out as many pages as I want. Here's the whole canvas. And when I press like the vMix button, it takes me to this coordinate right here. So when I press that, then I go over to these blue buttons. And then if I hit back, it goes back to this home screen. So now, if I jump over to sound effects, I can say, I can do whatever I want.
IT, have you tried turning it off and on again?
And yeah, my cough button is there because I'm not feeling the greatest. So the cough button is just copied and paste over there. What's going on, Darren? How's it going? There's a new face from a while ago. Cough button on your Stream Deck. Yes, because I've got a bad cough, and you guys probably don't want to hear it. So I definitely have added that. Here, we'll go back. So I have that on most of my active screens. This one over here is my Pro Presenter, all the purple, and it's not running. It's actually watching Pro Presenter on my Mac Mini, so it's doing a remote control for those. But here in vMix, you know, like you'll notice the fade and cut screen are on most of them as well. And that's because I'm constantly wanting to cut between scenes or whatever, regardless of where I am. So the cough button is everywhere, just so that it's easy for me to see. And also, it doesn't really matter what screen I'm on. And when the cough comes, I can definitely mute it. before it becomes a problem. So all that is on every screen. Hey, super smart. Nice work. Oh, thank you. It took me a while to get to this phase, but logically in my brain it makes sense. You know, you can add other pages, but I believe it's pretty limiting in the free version of buttons. So I just, if I need to add another page, I create a button here, and I say, when I press this button, go to this location on the grid, and then it just starts like it moves the screen to that section. It's the same concept that when you have those Stream Deck, 1U rack mount units, you can scroll over and it will scroll through all your buttons. Same idea. Here, you can even look at the back end of this. So it says, when I click this button, when I press it, on the current service, I want you to go to grid location 10 on the x-axis and on the y-axis 0. And so when I click the vMix button, this button over here, pre-show, is in the top right-hand corner of my 15-button Stream Deck. And the back button just takes me back to 0, 0, which is here. So if you look at the back button, go to x-coordinate 0, y-coordinate 0. And that's how I jump around. I just get around from page to page. And I don't have to create next page, next page, next page buttons where you got to go down and up. Now it's just a simple one step. I go to my sound effects, I play my sound effect.
How do you sleep at night?
And then when I go back to the home screen and I can select whatever. Okay, so now I want to go to the vMix, and I want to press a button on the vMix and go from there. So, by the way, this button does not work. I was not able to get that to work. So I'm going to hit delete, confirm, apply. All right, and then it pushes those settings, and it's pretty simple. Pretty good stuff. These little VLC buttons show if VLC is running because I run my sound effects through VLC.
Good news, everyone!
So it shows, like, if I turn off VLC, then it shows that it's offline here on the screen. But there's a VLC version running on a separate server machine, which I don't normally have eyes on. It's my old vMix machine. And it's running my music from the pre and post show, which is right here. Okay, so that music is running via NDI at all times over VLC, and I'm bringing that in as an audio channel. Well, I need a quick way. Hey, something's up with the music. I can just press the audio cue, which is this button here. It takes me to this screen, and then it shows me on my Stream Deck whether or not that VLC program is running. I find that extremely helpful. So good times. Anyway, good stuff. I love buttons. I think it's way more intuitive by the way that it looks, but I think it makes a lot more sense. Hey, I got to run. Love the stream. Have a great one. Thank you, Darren. Thanks for hanging out. Always a pleasure. And I believe I, too, should also run because I am running out of voice, and we've come to the end of the show. It's been 2 hours, so good for us. Time to do some actual work where we make some money and go from there. So thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Randy, Jeremy, Balu, Darren, you guys are aces in my books, and I appreciate it. Look forward to being with you next week, by the way. The garage should be worked on next week. The shingles have been reordered, and the garage door is supposed to be installed next Thursday. So hopefully during the show, the team will be here putting that up, and that will be great. I'll take some pictures this week. Not a lot has changed since the last time you guys saw it, but I'm pretty excited about that space because it's a lot of real estate, and it's going to be so fun to do that project. It's going to take a long time, but it's going to be so fun. So looking forward to it, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.